Welcome to Punchline. My name is Justin Sims, and for this episode, I'll be giving you my picks for UFC 238, live June 8th, this Saturday night, coming to you live from Chicago, Illinois. That's right, Chi-Town Stand Up. UFC 238 is stacked from top to bottom, and it's full of underdogs that are juicy bets. I'll be going over all of that in other videos. This particular video, I'm going to be putting my 25-7 current record, or record forever, on this main card here. I'm going to give you my 5 picks. In the earlier video, I gave you my 4 main prelim picks. So this fight starts with a really good heavyweight banger. We've got the number 11 ranked returning Taya Tuivasa. He's coming off of his first loss in his career. It was a while ago. He's taken his time to heal, and he got finished by Junior Dos Santos, which is nothing that a lot of other people haven't experienced. That was his first loss. You guys might remember, this is the guy that's a really fun fighter to watch. He jumps in the crowd after he wins and takes a beer from a fan and pours it in a shoe and drinks it. He's a fan favorite. He's also kind of gross with his drinking habits. But he's fighting Blago Ivanov, who is a big heavyweight here. So this ranks number 13 in Ivanov versus number 11 in Tuivasa. Really important fight here because whoever wins is probably going to be in the top 10, and whoever loses is going to probably get knocked into out of the top 15. I am picking Blago Ivanov here. I know that I think a lot of people are going to be high up on Tuivasa because of his style. Blago Ivanov has faced more tough competition regularly, and I think he's going to finish him. So lock that in, Blago Ivanov. The next fight is a really important fight as well in the bantamweight division. We've got Jimmy Rivera, who's ranked number 7, fighting Peter Yan, who's ranked number 9. A lot of people are really high up on Peter Yan. I think this fight, the winner gets put into the top 5. The loser probably is out of the top 10. So another really pivotally important fight for a division here on this card. I'm going to go with Jimmy Rivera. Jimmy Rivera needs a win. He needs a win since he ran into Marlon Moraes. Moraes just blew right through him. It was like that wasn't even a fight. It was one head kick thrown and Jimmy was done. I'm taking Jimmy to stop the train that is Peter Yan. So lock that in, Jimmy Rivera. The next fight is all the fight fans' favorite fight of the card. You know, when they looked at this card before they added this fight, the card needed a little something, little more juice, a little more kick to it. Now, it already had 2 title fights that I'll go over after this. Those are your main events. But even those 2 title fights didn't have the name power that they needed for such an important pay-per-view. So they added this card. And this card is being billed as the people's main event. And it really is the people's main event because we've got the surging Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Cowboy has all the records for most fights in the UFC, most finishes in the UFC. He's finished his fights by choke, by armbar, by punch, by knee, by kick, by elbow. This guy is finished in every single way you can imagine. He's ranked number 4 right now in the Shark Tank lightweight division. And he's facing maybe the people's champ, number 2 ranked Tony El Cucuy Ferguson. If you know anything about the fight game, this has you excited. Tony's ranked number 2 and Donald Cowboy's ranked number 4. Obviously, this is a huge fight in the toughest division, which is 155, the lightweight division in UFC. I am picking Donald Cowboy Cerrone to win this fight. People are going to call me crazy. Call me crazy. Since the birth of his son, I think his son is over a year old now, he's undefeated. And I believe that when he gets hurt, he thinks of his son, seriously. Because I can relate to that as a father. He's a different cowboy, this daddy Donald Cerrone. Tony Ferguson is an absolute monster. We haven't seen him fight in a while. He's been hurt in fights. Anthony Pettis had him hurt, amongst other people he's fought. Cowboy, when he has somebody hurt, he might be the best finisher in the game. I have Donald Cowboy Cerrone winning, and he's an underdog here, guys, so that might be a real juicy bet. That's a real juicy bet. Maybe a parlay with Nina Ansaroff. That might be a really juicy one. Or just go Cowboy alone. Or just go Nina alone. This is going to be fireworks for as long as it lasts. I see a potential decision. I could see finishes in multiple ways. Google Tony Ferguson training. The guy kicks pipes. He's not, I mean, the guy's crazy, El Cucuy. But he's facing Donald Cowboy Cerrone, a new cowboy. I'm on the new Daddy Donald Cowboy Cerrone train. He's going to win this fight. Now, for our first title fight of the evening, we've got a women's flyweight title bout against Jessica Ai, who's ranked #1 right now. She's on a roll right now. She's on a surge. And she's fighting Valentina Shevchenko. Valentina Shevchenko, bear in mind, folks, before she was the women's flyweight champion, she fought at bantamweight. She's the only woman that I can remember that went all 5 rounds with the GOAT, with Amanda Nunes. And she was out-muscled and fighting the bigger girl and all that. Valentina Shevchenko is going to destroy Jessica Ai. If you don't believe me, and you disagree with me, then put some money on Jessica Ai, because she's a huge underdog as well here in this fight. But I think Valentina Shevchenko is going to destroy her. I just think Jessica Ai's too basic for the mixed arsenal that she's going to face with Valentina Shevchenko. I've got Valentina Shevchenko finishing Jessica Ai. I think she's going to have that girl bloodied up and beaten and just break her before she's done. I'm high on Valentina Shevchenko here. Lock her in as a definite pick. Then we move on to the bantamweight title fight, where it's Henry Cejudo. Henry Cejudo, the gold medalist, he won't let anybody forget. He's also the guy that dethroned one of the greatest fighters of all time, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. He dethroned Mighty Mouse to win the flyweight championship. So he's the champion in the dying flyweight division. The UFC's trying to get rid of this division. And he's moved up to fight for the bantamweight title here. Now remember, he just finished the cheating snake, TJ Dillashaw, in his first fight at bantamweight. So he's had experience in his last fight fighting at 135, and he looked awesome. But he's fighting Marlon Moraes, who in my opinion should have been the bantamweight champ a long time ago. If you watch this guy fight, if you watch how he's finished Jimmy Rivera, he destroys people. Marlon Moraes is going to finish Henry Cejudo. I think he's going to have to show some adversity, but I have him winning. So again, my 5 picks for the main card are, I've got Blago Ivanov winning. I've got Jimmy Rivera winning. I've got Donald Cowboy Cerrone winning the People's Main Event over Tony Ferguson. And then I've got Valentina Shevchenko destroying Jessica Ai. And I've got Marlon Moraes becoming the new bantamweight champ. And I think he's going to hold that belt for a long time. Or unless my man Munoz challenges him, I'd love to see that fight. So let's look at the quick lines here, guys. Okay? All right. So we've got Tony Ferguson right now is a -155 over Donald Cowboy Cerrone. He's a +135 on most betting websites right now. So that's a juicy underdog to look at, Donald Cerrone. If you're high on Jessica Ai, which I'm not, Bet Online right now and sports betting has her at a +1050. That's a 10.5 to 1 underdog. I think that's for a reason. But if you like Jessica Ai, put money there. The main event's too close to put any money on. Guys, these are my picks for UFC 238. Let me know what you think. Please like, share our video, comment, subscribe. You're watching Punchline. Stay tuned.